and gentlemen, we have only gone and done it again. Liverpool 2, Monterrey 1. We are through to the Club World Cup final, and the sorrows of yesterday, the 5-0 defeat, weren't all for nothing. So yeah, Liverpool, it's your boy Ojo Isam here, and here with another post-match analysis and player review. Hopefully today's one is going to be a bit better because the actual starting 11's actually playing today, the actual first team. But even still, you know what, before we get into the review, the first thing we're going to start off with the review is going to be the lineup. You know, I'm not going to lie, when I first saw it, I honestly thought Van Dijk was going to start today. Obviously, seeing the lineup, he obviously was ill. I personally don't think that's the case. I think he was just more to rest him because obviously he's been playing so many games, and Klopp has said so many times in his press conferences that he needs a bit of rest and recovery. And even like 2 days ago, he missed training just for rest and recovery. So I do think that that was the main reason why he didn't actually play today, not because he's ill, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe he's not acclimatized to the Qatari weather, but that's just my opinion. So, also, Trent also got a rest as well in the lineup, including, who else got? Gini Wijnaldum's obviously out at the moment with a minor injury, but he probably should be playing in the final, I suspect. Same with Mane and Firmino. Also get rested. So the lineup was it was a very makeshift defence, especially obviously Alisson started in goal. Then we had left back Andy Robertson. Centre back we had Joe Gomez, sounds all normal for now, and then the other centre back was Henderson and James Milner. So that was where things got a bit weird. I'm pretty sure Henderson played left centre back, so where Van Dijk normally plays, and Joe Gomez played as right centre back, and obviously James Milner as right back. So we had two natural midfielders in defence. So yeah, we're expecting kind of the defence to look a bit shaky, but to be honest, not really much much danger. And then the midfield was probably one of the most attacking midfields I've ever seen from a Liverpool team. We had, obviously, I was very happy, but one player, which is Adam Lallana. But he has played the holding role before, and he has actually played it quite well. And then we obviously had man like Naby Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain in midfield. And you already know, if you guys haven't watched my previous post-match analysis videos, you know how I like those two. Obviously, Naby Keita, very, very good. He's been in good form really recently. Same with Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. Obviously, he hasn't been playing as much as he was around November, October time, but he's still a player in good form, and two players that like to drive from deep. So it was quite interesting. And obviously the front line was very makeshift today. It was Salah, Shaqiri, and Origi, which was a very weird front three because, if I'm being completely honest, it would either mean that obviously it would be Salah up top, Shaqiri on the right, and then Origi on the left. But when I'm looking at the lineup, like when the game actually started playing, it looked like Shaqiri was on the left. And to be honest, I don't want to see him there. I'm being completely honest. I know there's a few times when he's played on the left, for example, that infamous Barcelona game, and even against Watford as well, he did play a little stages at the left, but it doesn't look as comfortable. The only time when he's very, very good is when he's crossing the ball in. But his overall play, I think, on the left-hand side isn't that good, and he doesn't actually maximise his capabilities. So I think Klopp maybe should have started Origi on the left, Salah up top, and then Shaqiri on the right. Because obviously Origi can do a job on the left-hand side and whatnot. But we start the game brilliantly. Really the first real opportunity that I remember from the game. It was a brilliant flick, with great little passes in around the right hand side, and then a beautiful pass. When I say it, oh my god, it was an absolute beauty of a pass from Mohamed Salah to slot in man like Naby Keita, and then he just does a nice little curled shot around the goalkeeper to make it 1-0, and it was just, brilliant goal, well worked, and it just looked like, it was one of those games where we would just, get one goal quite early on, and it's one type of game that we haven't actually had often, and I thought it would be like, we'd get a goal and just get three and then just relax. But how wrong was I? Obviously, like 2 minutes later, I think, obviously, also, Naby Keita is already having his best season stats-wise with Liverpool, and also he's probably playing a bit more. He's had over like 500 minutes and had I think 5 goal contributions, 4 goals and 1 assist. He's been obviously, hopefully, with the current run of form he's in, it's kind of maybe being like a Fabinho kind of thing, where he's starting to get a few run of games and he's making his spot in that team his own. So yeah, hopefully that will be the case. Because you guys know my Naby Keita propaganda is at its peak right now. But yeah, and then sadly though, 2 minutes later, a very stupid goal, if I'm being honest. I mean, it was kind of a goal which, if Virgil van Dijk was there, I don't think would have probably happened. I know we've conceded a few goals, but not many like that. It was kind of similar to when we played Arsenal in the League Cup. But basically what happened was, it was a free kick from about 50 yards out, round the halfway, just inside our half. A corner gets played short, a long ball into the back post, and they tried that quite a few times in the second half as well. They tried doing it, but it didn't work out there. But they get the ball, and I think it may have been Naby Keita gets beaten to the header, and then I believe Lallana tries clearing out, doesn't clear it out quite well, and then they get the ball again. There's a massive gap on that right hand side, or on their left, our right hand side. And the ball gets played across. They take a shot. Alisson makes a very, very good save. And then, sadly, they get the goal. They get the rebound. Lallana, I believe, loses his marker. And, they get the goal to make it 1-1. And from then, we had a few chances. Obviously, Naby Keita, again, could have got a second goal. And another pass from Mohamed Salah. But then this time, no, it wasn't Mohamed Salah. Sorry, it was the Oxlade-Chamberlain. A brilliant slide through pass into Mohamed Salah, into Naby Keita. He tries bringing it around the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper does very, very well to stop him. And then there was another one where, very similar to the goal that Naby Keita scored, where Salah plays a brilliant ball. I think he does a little flick, if I'm not mistaken, and plays a brilliant ball into James Milner. But James Milner is on his right foot from a quite tight angle and just finds it quite difficult to actually break, get it slotted past the goalkeeper, who again had a pretty decent game. Speaking of that, Alisson, bro, he was so good. I mean, first of all, Pabon has got one hell of a shot on him. Like, the only reason I know Pabon, I'm going to put my hands up. You guys know I do FIFA content on my channel and whatnot. He's the only reason I know him. I had like his team of the season a little while ago. But honestly, watching him today, one of those goals, if I'm telling you right now, if that was a Mignolet goal or something like that, one of those goals would have gone in 100%. And yeah, it was just, he had a few shots. It felt like just every single time he got the ball, he was just trying to rifle one in. I mean, I know that I watched the highlights for their last game. I can't remember, maybe against Al Sadd, was it? I can't remember exactly who it was against. But Vangioni, their left back, who gave Salah a very tough time in both halves. Yeah, he basically just takes an absolute mad one. He just takes an absolute mad shot into the top corner. I think goes posting in even, which was just an insane shot. But there was a few chances that, I'm not going to lie, fair play to Monterrey. I honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I thought it had a 3-0 win written all over. But to be honest, I should expect more, especially with this Liverpool side at the moment and a makeshift defence. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a 3-0 win, or, I thought it was going to be quite a comfortable win. But they had a few chances. There was a cross from that, I can't remember who exactly crossed. I think it was Pabon, again, who, as I said, for me was their most dangerous player. Obviously, Funes Mori, the twin of that guy who, he, do not like him whatsoever. He obviously injured Divock Origi a few years back. But, he was very dangerous. But obviously, for me, Pabon was their most dangerous player by far. But yeah, he crossing, and then Alisson just manages to palm it away. And he was very, very good today, Alisson. And then but then towards the end of the first half, it did feel like Liverpool started getting the momentum of the game. There was a few times when the Ox would start driving in from deep, because I'm not gonna lie, Ox was a bit too deep for me today, especially even in the second half. Even he was sometimes alongside Henderson, which, I don't mind Lallana there, because, he's quite good at, keeping the ball, and I think Klopp's trying to make him into for this season anyway, because I think he's going to be going next season. But for this season, kind of be like a Jorginho-esque player. Obviously not in the same ilk, but that kind of player anyway. Because, they've got similar capabilities, but obviously Jorginho is a better player. But yeah, Ox, the only time when he actually managed to drive through, he did very, very well. And yeah, but we started controlling the game a bit more. We had a lot of the ball in the first half. But especially towards the end, it just seemed like we were more in control of the game. And if that first half, had run on for an extra 5 minutes, I did see us getting an extra goal. So probably half-time came at us at the wrong time, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, then the second half comes in. We make no changes, which, again, I was kind of expecting. But yeah, and then we started the second half kind of similar as the way the first half. These guys, they let us have the ball whenever we were in their half. When we were in our own half, as soon as they went into their half, they'd try and press. And the amount of times I think their centre back Sanchez and Vangioni ganged up on Salah, it was kind of difficult to watch at times because they were just giving him a proper tough time. But I do think once Vangioni did get a yellow card, it did help Mohamed Salah just get a bit more space and whatnot. But yeah, we had a few chances. I thought. By the way, Naby Keita, I thought he played brilliantly today again. It was a brilliant chance in the second half where he gets the ball and just... he gets the ball, he gets past one, he gets past two. Bro, the ball is stuck to him like glue. These are the bars that I'm spitting out here from Naby Keita. I am telling you. And then you think, oh my God, this is going to be the greatest goal I've ever seen. And then sadly... here's it straight at the goalkeeper. I mean, I was just like, oh my God, what a chance. But before that, I have to give so much praise to, I don't care what you guys say. You guys can say ter Stegen. You guys can say Oblak. If any of you guys invoke the name of De Gea, I will throw up in my mouth. That's all I'm saying, yeah? But Alisson's the best goalkeeper in the world. Ter Stegen and Oblak, I can make an argument. You can make an argument for. But... for me, Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world. And today he showed it. Obviously, in the first half, he made very good saves. But that save against Pabon in that free kick, beautiful. It was such a good... oh, my God. It was just amazing. He literally... Pabon, as I mentioned before, he was just such a threat with his shooting. Literally, if it was on site, he'd shoot. Literally, anything on site, he'd shoot. And he was just like, he was a proper pain. And from a free kick, it was just a powerful free kick with swerve, dip, everything. But guess what? Alisson's just there just to make things look simple. Doesn't do none of this. He makes it simple, makes the saves, and gets on with his life. There was another one as well, I think towards the end, where he just does a simple punch out, from the left hand side. Shot gets don't know exactly from who, but it just does a simple punch, and that's what we like to see. Him getting the ball from crosses and whatnot. He was just very, very good, and yeah, as I was saying, he makes the simple things, makes the difficult things look simple, and that's what you need in a goalkeeper. And I'm so grateful to have him in my club. I mean, if I'm being honest, I thought, as I mentioned before, if it was an Akarius or a Mignolet or anybody else, I don't think we probably would have won the game today, because Alisson was one of the main differences in today's game, really. But yeah, in the second half though, Ox did started getting a bit more involved in the game. There was a few times where he tried getting the ball and tried unleashing his Man City. If you guys know what I mean, just getting the ball from the left and just whacking it. Sadly, I think the time he actually did it just went really badly wide. But yeah, but if I'm being completely honest, Salah, the front three wasn't really that good. They wasn't really linking as well as they normally do. Even with maybe Mane should have started, but again, he kind of needs to rest, as we mentioned before, and same with Firmino. So. But yeah, Salah, especially out of the front three, was definitely the standout. Gave Vangioni a tough time, and so did Vangioni, as I mentioned before. But it was kind of a weird one. Like, Salah, every single time he got the ball, he looked like he was going to lose it. But then his unreal upper body strength, which manages just to soldier through. But then we obviously do get a goal disallowed, which was rightfully disallowed. I mean, Divock Origi, I think it was like 3 players offside from that corner. Basically, a corner gets played, the ball gets skid out. Monterrey do very well to actually push up their defensive line, and then Divock Origi gets caught offside, I think, with alongside 3 other players. Very good finish, but it was offside. I was kind of hoping that a VAR check would have just gone through it and be like, yes, he's onside, but I knew the back of my head that he was going to be offside. But yeah, and then changes got made. We brought on, obviously, Sadio Mane, I believe, was the first one to come on for Jordan Shaqiri, which made sense. As I said before, him on the left-hand side is not good. But it was really weird because, obviously, I don't. If you guys watched the game, you would have noticed that we didn't. I would have suspected Origi up top, Mane on the left, Salah on the right. But instead, it was Mane on the right, Salah up top, and Origi on the left. Positions that they can all play. But I think mainly probably just to give Vanjoni a bit more of a tough time and potentially even try and get him sent off, as he was already on the yellow card and he had to be a bit more timid, if you get what I mean. But yeah, it was just, as I said, Divock Origi was a really weird performance for me today. He had times when he looked so sharp, but then I felt like we got into so many good positions, and I felt like this has been a theme of our season quite a bit, that we've been getting into a lot of good attacking positions, but our decision making towards the final third hasn't been good, and hence why we've had so many tight results a lot of the times this season. Because yeah, I feel like our decision making, especially today as well, in the final third, just wasn't as good as it can be. Because I do feel like we had the better chances. Obviously, Monterrey did have a few good chances. For being honest, there was also a shout for Joe Gomez to actually get sent off. I think Henderson being alongside him did actually help, because if it wasn't, it was just through. But and I think the ball was already going to Jordan Henderson, who actually played all right. I was a bit worried about Jordan Henderson playing centre back, but he did an all right job. I don't really think he was much at fault for most things. And if not, Joe Gomez would cover, who again had an all right game. I just think the presence of Virgil van Dijk was definitely missed today. But hopefully, as I said, Dejan Lovren's injury isn't that bad, and Matip can come back as soon as possible. It's just, this Joel Matip injury has just got like Joe Gomez vibes all over again. I'm just hoping that he'll be back soon, if I'm being completely honest. But I haven't even got into the final goal. So, Roberto Firmino comes on. So, Mane's come on, and so has Trent. Yeah, Trent has come on. And the last one I can't remember the order. But anyway, when Firmino comes on, I'm not going to lie to you, I was like, I'm not sure if this is the right substitution. Because for me, for Roberto Firmino, it's much more of an impact when he starts than when he comes off the bench. It's not like a Mane, it's not like a Salah, who's got, an extra inch of pace, he's got a bit more pace and whatnot. And I was just like, and obviously he hasn't been in good form lately. And I was just like, I'm not sure if this is the right substitution, Klopp. How wrong was I? So, but he gets his first touch, misplaces a pass, and I was like, for God's sake, Firmino, looks like we're going into extra time. Looks like we've already got a congested fixture list. It looks like we're going into extra time. And yeah, you know what? Oh, for God's sake, our legs are going to be tired and all of this and all of that. But then Firmino misplaces a pass, and then he gets the, does very well towards the end to actually get a corner. Corner doesn't end in much, but he does very well. And then towards the end, boy, there were so many good things about this goal. So a ball gets played in, I believe from maybe Jordan Henderson, or maybe Trent, I'm not entirely sure. But the ball gets played in, and Salah does very, very well to fake their defender. Very, very, very well. He does like a little dummy, outpaces him, and then gets down the byline. And you know what I was mentioning before about Salah's insane body strength? He was using it to his full potential. So he gets the ball, and then cuts inside. Then cuts inside again. He's wriggling through that. The two, I think maybe Vanjoni and Sanchez again. He's wriggling through him. He doesn't know what to do. But then he manages to get through. They're just like, how the hell am I getting past him? And then he lays it off because he doesn't know where he can't really go anywhere else. He lays it off into Trent, and then the sheer audacity of the cross. He just, everybody thought, oh yeah, Trent, he's a cross merchant, he's this. He's the second coming of Steven Gerrard, I'm telling you. But just at a right back position. I think Gerrard started at right back. But anyway, he goes in for a cross. And then, the Monterrey players thought he was going for a lofted one. Nah. This is what happening. Trent was playing 3D chess right here. And he does a nice little, just slow cross into Roberto Firmino. And Firmino, si senor. Roberto Firmino just does a little tap, just taps it in. Happy Gilmore style. Just taps it in. Underneath the arms of the goalkeeper. And makes it 2-1 in the 91st minute. And boy, we're the mentality giants. You already know, I've said it so many times. How many last minute goals? We've lost count now. We've lost count of how many last minute goals. These guys, they were pulling down for cramp. They were time wasting. There was even one time when we got a good counter attack and they just pulled out for cramp and they were like, oh, cramp. And then the referee stops, who, by the way, was awful in my opinion. But there were so many times that they were stopped down for cramp and all of this. But guess what? Who's going to the final now against Flamengo? Liverpool. So, Now I can get into the player ratings. I've already mentioned Alisson was a 10 out of 10. Milner, 7.5. Robertson, for me, I'm going to say 8, was always a good threat down that right-hand side. And I loved what he said to the player in the first half, who was just diving on the floor. He just said, this is absolutely disgraceful, with a few expletives, if I'm being honest. And then we had Henderson and Joe Gomez. You know what? I'm going to give Henderson an 8 out of 10. He's playing in a very unorthodox position. And it's a position he's never played in his life. And you know what? It's nice to see that we can actually, you know, we've got a lot of versatile players. I know we already do. We've got Fabinho that can also play there, who should be back soon. But it was, you know, he played all right. Wasn't really at fault for the goal. So, yeah, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. Yeah, and didn't really struggle with Funes Mori, to be honest. I thought he maybe struggled a bit more with him. And then, you know, Joe Gomez, the problem with Joe Gomez, he feels like very last ditch with me. And that's the problem I have with him. He's a very, very good player. But sometimes I feel like he uses his recovery pace a bit too much, in my opinion. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but I still thought he had a decent game. So I'm going to say 7.5 out of 10. You guys may disagree with me in the comment section below. Feel free to give your player ratings down there in the comment section below. But yeah. And also, I'll leave a poll. Who was your man of the match today? Lallana, thought he played pretty well, if I'm being completely honest. Was always, you know, given options and whatnot for the defence and also the attack. So I'm going to give him, again, 7.5 out of 10. I said I don't think the Liverpool team played so well, but we had good phases. Naby Keita, for me, another 10 out of 10. He was one of the players that shined today. He was very, very good. You know, he was always making a run. You know, he was always making runs from deep. He was making the passes. He got the goal, of course. And he was just very, very good, in my opinion. He did very well. I'm very happy for him. I'm hoping once the Premier League games start rolling, he has to be a starter, in my opinion. I've mentioned this so many times, and we're finally seeing a Naby Keita of RB Leipzig, so I'm very happy for that. And then Ox, I don't think it was his best game today. I think he was struggling to find the ball a bit. You know, obviously we know what Ox's style of play is, getting the ball from deep and making driving runs, which, to be honest, I only saw about 2-3 times. Normally he does it a bit more often, and he was a bit more involved. He could have assisted Naby Keita for a goal, so I'm going to give him, you know what? Even though it wasn't his best game, he still had a decent game. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he had a decent game. Now, Divock Origi, I'm going to actually... I love Divock Origi. You guys know me. I love Divock Origi more than anybody. But today, he just wasn't at his best. He would do one good thing and then give the ball away. And that kind of frustrated me a little bit, if I'm being completely honest. You know, Divock Origi, I do think is a good dribbler of the ball. I do think he's got a good shot on him and all of that. Almost did another fluky assist to Sadio Mane where he scuffs a shot again and it ends up going towards Sadio Mane, but Sadio Mane had no time to react and it goes wide towards the end of the game. But yeah, I'm going to give him 6.5. I don't think he played too well. Same with Xherdan Shaqiri. I felt like Xherdan Shaqiri kind of left the left-hand side a bit void. Sometimes he would just shift over to the right-hand side because I just felt like he didn't feel comfortable on that left-hand side today. And to be honest, it was not really through fault of his own. Obviously, he's predominantly a right winger who likes to cut inside onto the left, but obviously we don't have enough left wingers in our team. So hopefully with the likes of Minamino coming in January, that will be, which I believe today he's had his medical. Not sure if he's passed it or not. I assume so because the amount he runs, I'll be very shocked if he fails it. So that's kind of a good thing for looking into the future and whatnot. So, but for me, Shaqiri again, another 6.5 out of 10. Mohamed Salah, I said there was 3 players for me from out of the match, and he was definitely one of them. 10 out of 10 again, was always a threat going forward, you know, was making passes whenever, you know, could have assisted about 2-3 goals today, if I'm being completely honest. If Milner finished off his chances, you know, I thought he had a good game today. He was double teamed by the opposition, but he still managed to get off the top and he was just very good. So for me, 10 out of 10. Now the substitutions. Mane didn't really do much. Obviously, he could have scored a goal. I'm just going to give him a 7 out of 10. I don't feel like he did much in the game to influence it. Same with Firmino, to be honest, bar the goal, obviously, which is very, very big, obviously. But I do feel like before that, he wasn't really, you know, he obviously didn't have a big cameo, but didn't really, you know, do much. But he did get the goal, so that for me boosts it up. 8 out of 10, a very tidy finish, if I'm being completely honest. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold, the second coming of Steven Gerrard. I don't care what he's saying. He is the regen of Steven Gerrard in a right-back position. I've said it now. Yes, you've heard me. But yeah, for me, again, 8 out of 10. The fact that he has the audacity to do that in the last minutes of a semi-final of the FIFA Club World Cup says everything about the mentality of this team, and the fact that he's one of the youngsters says so much for me. And again, 8 out of 10, 8.5 just for that pass. It was just beautiful. I mean, wow. But yeah, we've now got Flamenco, in the final, which is going to be a very interesting tie. I'm very excited to watch it. You know, if you guys are neutrals and love football, you have to watch this game, because it's going to be a very interesting one. You know, two teams that love attacking. It's probably going to be one of the best finals in the FIFA Club World Cup. Europe's finest versus South America's finest. And it's going to be a very interesting game. Two teams that love to play good football. Two teams that like to play highlights. It's going to be very interesting. Now, it's going to be interesting to see Gabigol as well. Obviously, he didn't have that much of a good spell when he was at Inter. So it'll be nice to see Gabigol, see how he does as well. Hopefully he doesn't do too well. But if I was a neutral, that's what I'd like to see. But hopefully Liverpool do win their first Club World Cup. Please make sure to leave a comment down there in the comment section below, your player ratings and your opinions of this game. Do you think Liverpool are going to win the FIFA Club World Cup for the first time? Yes or no in the poll, wherever it is. I'm assuming anyway. And then also, I'll also leave a poll. Who was your man of the match as well? It will be between, Salah, Keita and Alisson, and then also and you guys can leave it down in the comment section below if you guys think differently to me. But yeah, also leave a like on the video. It will be much appreciated, just to show your appreciation on my videos. It will mean a lot to me. And also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Also hit the notification bell so you guys do not miss any of my videos. And also, we're so close to 400 subscribers. I believe the last time I checked, we were 14 away. So we're so close to 400. If we can get that before the new year, that will be the best present you guys could give me. But yeah, it's your boy, Ojo Isam here. We, Liverpool, are in the FIFA Club World Cup. Can we win it? Hopefully we can. Let's see it on Saturday. And I hope you guys have a very nice day.